So we don't have a lot of news this week, but there is some news about the 50th single. We have some new commercials coming out, and also we have someone in the AKB side getting a photo book. I'm Mr. Josh Box, and this is the AKB48 group news of the week. And if this is your first time watching, you can go to the top right of the screen to see what section you're on, whether it's 48 graduated or 46. So let's start things off with the brand new unit that was announced. Now, there was rumors back then if it was going to be Sakamichi AKB again, but those rumors were crossed out when this news came out, because here is the new team. It's Kawamoto Saya, Kubo Satone, Kurano Narumi, Komiyama Haruka, Tanuguchi Megu, Fukuoka Seina, and Yabuki Nako. So it's pretty interesting that all of those are in AKB. There is one canon in there, but most of them are core AKB members. You know, if you count Team 8 as not a separate entity, but part of the whole AKB48. So this is an interesting lineup, so I am interested in hearing what kind of song they will release. I feel like it makes sense, most of the members, but then there's a couple members in there that don't kind of make sense. So I'm really curious to see what it sounds like. And even why there's a whole reasoning behind this group. If you guys know any more details about that, you can leave it down below. So that's the 50th single, but something that just came out is a brand new app, Stage Fighter. And actually they did some promotion, which you can actually go see on their YouTube channel since it is available internationally now. But there you can see different members try to attract or make people interested in them. And the one I saw was like a guy with a mohawk and like colored hair and everything, and they were trying to like impress him, and like we're sitting down and learning how to play guitar and everything. It is pretty entertaining, so I do definitely recommend you guys check it out and see all the different members that try to please different members of society. And next up is something coming out on DVD, which is Crow's Blood, which is the whole show where it was a international person coming to be the executive producer because he directed, I think it was Saw 1, 2, and 3. So he went and actually was the executive producer for Crow's Blood. And I think he was there for the first episode and the last 2 episodes. Like he was there in Japan overseeing everything. And to be honest, those are the best episodes. The rest are fairly weak. But those 3 episodes alone make it up and is actually pretty decent to watch. So if you want to get it on DVD, instead of having to go through VPNs and watching Hulu Japan or finding it online, you can go ahead and get it on there. And especially since Watanabe Mayu is graduating, this is a nice little commemorative of what could be the start of her actress career. And there's always like making of, so that should be interesting to see. Hopefully it's different than what they showed on TV. And something else that's going on is Nakai Rika, who I talked about last week being an MC. Now she's being another MC for a different show, and this is for Smart Fondue. It seems like Akimoto Yasushi will undertake the show, so I'm wondering what the decision was of picking her. It's probably a smart idea to go all in on NGT right now since they are popular and it seems like they are going forward. And I mean, Nakai Rika, of course. But another member who's getting something cool is a Team 8 member who's getting a photo book. And that is Onishi Momoka, who will get her first ever photo book and first ever Team 8 photo book. So it was barely announced that she would get a photo book. I don't even know if they've taken the pictures. So that is something to look forward to in the future. And one last thing, which is also on YouTube, you can actually go see Yamamoto Sayaka dressed as Addam family style makeup. It's kind of like a tutorial, even though they only teach you how to do like a little bit of the eye. They don't teach you like the full thing. So it is kind of like a half tutorial. It's kind of like general idea tutorial. So if you're interested in her posing around and getting makeup done on her, and if you just like Yamamoto Sayaka, then go check it out. It's in the link down below. But that does it for the actual 48 side. Let's go on to graduated members, and there are quite a bit of them. Now, first of the graduate members is actually Maeda Atsuko, who is in a kind of weird trailer. It is for the Japanese movie. Let's see what it's called. Sutekina, Dynamite Scandal. And apparently it's based on a biography, and actually Maeda Atsuko will play the wife of the person. And judging from the trailer, it seems like there are a lot of interesting things going on, and I don't know what kind of role Maeda Atsuko will play. I definitely recommend checking out the trailer down below and seeing for yourself what this is all about. I'll just say it does seem a little bit strange. You'll see what I mean. And something real quick is actually with Kawaei Rina, who's actually going to dub a movie that came out here, and she's going to be part of the Japanese dub, which I mean other members have done before, as we've seen Akimoto Sayaka be the girl from Galaxy of the Guardians, the one with the antenna, as well as other people being different stuff. But for this movie, it will be Kubo and 2 strings. Now, although I never watched this movie and only recognize it from the picture, I have to say that voice acting is its own little different traits. It does have to do with acting. It's more about acting than it is about making a voice. So her, with all her acting experience, it does seem like she will be able to put it into use during this. Next up is Matsui Rena, who's in a new drama called Otona Koukou, and Otona being adult and Koukou being school. I'm curious to see what this is about. I was on Twitter and saw that Paul from J Showbiz said that this was like a oh no. So I asked, why is it oh no? And he says it's kind of like lower tier drama, something that Matsui Rena should be a higher tier of. But I mean, if it's a job and they pay you a little bit more to be in this lower one, then I mean, why reject it? It's a little bit more experience, it's more money. So the only bad thing is that other lower tier ones would get you more than the higher tier ones. But as long as you get the money and the experience, I think it should be a good reason to go for it. She will be on episode 3 and that will air October 28th. So if you know how to get that, I don't know how, then watch it and maybe share it with all of us. Next up is Owada Nana, who's actually appearing in a stage play, and I mean, I haven't really talked about her that much in the graduated section, so it is pretty interesting to see what she's doing. But she will be playing an attorney during the stage play, The Witness for the Prosecution. So I don't know if this is kind of generic or if it's something like a big deal. It sounds kind of generic, but if you're interested in that and are in Japan from the 6th to 8th of January, go ahead and check it out. And that does it for the graduated members. Let's go to 46, where really I have a couple things to talk about, something cool, and a couple like little mini reviews. So first up is Nogizaka 46, who's actually releasing a brand new album, but they're not doing a regular album. This is actually an under album, which is actually for the under members. So with them releasing a brand new album, I'm curious to see whether we'll get a lot of old songs that the under members played and just compiled into this list, or if there'll be a lot of new original ones, which they usually do. So under members usually have pretty good songs, so I'm interested to see what they have in this album. And if you're curious about that too, that comes out January 10th, and I imagine there's going to be news along the way. And something else that Nogizaka is doing is a brand new commercial for Meiji. Now we have seen Meiji commercials before from them, some pretty good commercials if I have to say, but this time it's for the Meiji SL Super Cup, which is pretty much like a cup. It has like yogurt and like, it's like a little pie that you scoop out and then you eat. So it seems pretty interesting and the commercials are actually pretty good. So if you're interested in that, I want to see the members do different challenges and do different, like a straight up commercial for the actual product. You can go see it down in the link below. And who doesn't want to see cute girls eating stuff? And actually, there's one of the commercials that's translated down below, so you can go ahead and see that with English subtitles. It's pretty good to see, so definitely go check that out in the link below. And relating to another commercial is actually the mouse commercial, and this time we have behind the scenes of the third gens doing the mouse commercial. You know, that super long one where they're putting in RAM in a computer and everything. But the behind the scenes is there, and I mean, they did include a little bit of the behind the scenes in the actual video, so not just seeing the full-fledged behind the scenes is actually pretty cool to see, so go ahead and check that out. Next up is the slew of Keyaki 46 videos that just came out. So let's start off with the first music video that came out, and that's actually with the Hiragana members, called Sanne Demo Aruieteru. And this is one where really it goes from black and white to color, and then they dance around a bit, and then it goes back to black and white, and then they raise up their cloths, and then it turns color, and then it goes back to Kyoko with her looking at the mirror back in black and white, and that's the whole music video, really. Song isn't that appealing to me. It's probably not one I would listen to often, or if it came up, I'd probably skip it. And the music video wasn't interesting enough to keep my attention. So I say this one is a watch if you like the Hiragana members. There wasn't a lot of my Oshimens, so not a lot of it interested me. And next up is another music video that the Kanji Keyaki members were in, and that is called Died Eachine. And this was shot near Mount Fuji, and I actually really like the visual appeal of this. Now whenever I see the pink smoke, I always imagine staff running around with pink little smoke bombs and then just like placing them and then like running out of the camera's way, and then the members like have to get ready and they start walking, but then they mess up, so then staff has to go and then light them all up again and then run around, and it's just probably like a big old mess shooting that scene. But something else that stuck out to me was the fact that at the end, that was a really like photogenic place near Mount Fuji, and if I were to go to Japan, I'd probably try to see that place and try to like be like, oh look, this is the spot. And also Shia Monica wearing that gray hoodie. really stood out from everyone else. And last music video is actually the recent one that came out, and that is called Nami Uchigiwa o Hashiranai Ka. And this one's a bit interesting, although I do wish that they did flip the scenarios from the end and from the beginning. I wish it was like mostly them being in like regular clothes and then just walking around doing their own stuff and then eventually going to the beach. But then in between we get little shots of like the Instagram kind of filter they were going for in the beginning, where it kind of looked like very soft light, but yet the blacks were raised up a lot, so it's a little bit like flat image profile. I'm getting a little complicated, but it is that vibe that they're trying to give off of like that Instagram. That's why sometimes there was like little squares in between with white all around it, emulating that. And also doing like a lot of internet stuff, like putting the leaf in front of them and dancing. It's a lot centered around that. And the reason why I say I wish it was the other way around is because I feel like they could have developed a stronger story doing that, and then in between showing the kind of like the good looking shots and being able to kind of like make it a little more personal about like how the Instagram is versus them in real life. Maybe having something like that would have been interesting. And last bit of news we got here is a brand new app that just came out, which, I mean, the first day I played a lot. I got to level 15 the first day, and I was just playing for like when it came out until I went to sleep, which was like a couple hours. I think it was like 3 hours. So I played it pretty hard for those 3 hours, and I've been playing on and off now. But the gameplay is interesting, and actually I should probably mention what the app is. It is actually called Keyaki no Kiseki, which is actually kind of like, it's a story mode plus a card game plus Bejeweled. I've been talking about it for a while now, and if you don't know what this is, then actually you can go ahead and download it. You can go download the Koo app, Qooapp, and there you can download different Japanese games, and you could download Keyaki no Kiseki. So go ahead and try that out by yourself. People do recommend you re-roll if you don't get 3 5 stars, so go ahead and do that. It was too late for me when I tried to re-roll after like level 16. I guess it just automatically logged me in. It didn't give me the chance to select either option, so I'm stuck with the 1 5-star character I got, and I did a gacha and got another 5 star, so I'm stuck with those two. So go ahead and download that and enjoy it. It's not for everyone, I will say, but if you do enjoy those type of games, then you will enjoy this game. And plus there's a cool storyline if you understand Japanese. And that does it for this week. You can go ahead and subscribe to keep up to date with the news. You can go ahead and like it. You can go ahead and leave a comment. Please leave a comment down below. And if you see someone else comment something you're interested in, please reply to that comment. And you can go ahead and share the video with other people so they can know the news in video form. So that does it all for this week. Coming up in the future, Photobooks will be coming in November. So be prepared for, I think it would have to be like a photobook every week. Hopefully my schedule allows that. But that is what I'm shooting for, and I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. So I'll say it might be 1 photobook a week. That's what I'm shooting for. And as I say every single week, thank you all for watching.